Welcome in. Look who's joining me for this first part of this reading. This is little Stevie. Yeah. What do you think of this? Do you see yourself? Do you see a pretty bird in there? Hi, welcome. Welcome in for this reading. My name is Cynthia. This is Stevie, like I just said. He's a little pistol and he creates a lot of chaos in here. He's a chaos agent. You're a chaos agent. You're a chaos agent. Yes, you are. You're an agent of chaos in this place. Yes, you are. You create a lot of chaos in here. And you're a little pistol and kind of a little beast. You're a little beast considering how tiny you are. You kind of run the show around here. Yeah, you do. My friend who was over the other day was just asking me, does he ever sing with the birds outside? And he does sometimes, especially the Stellar's jays. They have kind of shrieky-deek energy like he does, and so occasionally they'll sing to each other because they're shrieky enough to hear each other. Once in a great while, he'll answer the towhees that are out here too, but he's pretty well obsessed with me, unless worried about the birds outside. If he sees himself up close, like in a mirror, he gets very interested in that little bird as well. Don't you? Yeah. He's about going on 12 now. I can't believe it. I can't believe you're already 12. I've had you for 10 years now, just about. And they'll live to be like 20, 30, could even live up to 40. I doubt he'll live to 40 though. But yeah, he's a little angel. I love him. He drives me crazy sometimes. He's a little beast. Okay, go over there. All right, so I just wanted to come on and do a general reading because I'm in a really good mood and I set up here from this morning, so I just wanted to continue into another reading this afternoon. And I have good news too. If you've been watching my channel for a minute or have caught any other readings, you might have heard me talk about this odd couple of a goose and a Muscovy duck that became a pair at this lake that I walk just about every day. I walk it several times a week. I've had to really kick up my game on that because menopause, it's not just, I don't just lose weight like I used to. So I found out at some point this walk is just maintaining. I'm not actually losing any weight. I'm going to have to add a mile. So I'm really having to get after it to lose this extra weight that I wanted to lose because that's just, not that weight loss is everything women should be worried about. Of course not. I'm not trying to promote those kinds of things. This is just for me and what I prefer in my own body and how I prefer to feel. But I was really sad because the Muscovy disappeared and I was pretty sure that something got her because she's been gone for over a month and I would still see the lone goose and it was really bumming me out. Like I was really heartbroken over this Muscovy being killed, I thought, by a predator. I was really crushed about it. I was super invested in her little oddball relationship with this Canada goose that they were in. Like they had chosen each other as mates. I posted about them on my Instagram. Well, she's back. She was there today and I haven't seen her in well over a month and I was just ready to turn cartwheels. And the goose was with her. They're reunited. I don't know where she went or what happened, but she's back and I'm really, really happy. It just goes to show, like for me, the lesson in that was like never give up hope. Like I had totally given up on her that she had been killed and I knew she had the capacity to be off somewhere where people couldn't see her for a while because she had done it before, but it was for so long. She was gone for over a month. I thought she must have just, something got her. Well, nope, there she is, and I'm so happy. Like, it just made not only did it make my day, I have a feeling it's probably made my whole month, practically. I don't have a very active life anymore in my 50s, so little things like that are kind of what makes my little personal world go round. So general collective messages, what are they? And I'm so happy and just celebrating the return of my My favorite little duck at the lake. I'm just so happy she's there. What do we need to know? What are some general messages for this collective? So we've got fertility in the reverse and the deep in the reverse. So we've got King Kong. I think this is the island of Dr. Moreau, possibly, on this fertility card. The deep is Jaws, and then Cat. Hello. You better not poop on my reading table here. So let's see what these first messages are, and then I'll pull tarot. Fortune favors the bold, so you're being encouraged to take bold action. That's the first thing. Take bold action. The energy is coming from you. Don't be afraid to stoke the fire yourself. Oh no, it's Wicker Man. Self-righteousness can lead us down a path largely of our own making that can be personally disastrous. Remaining open to cultural and spiritual differences creates the possibility of understanding and connection with others, and can help avoid outcomes rooted in foolish judgment. Rituals, be they personal or social, may be productive in ways not immediately apparent. Don't be afraid to stoke the fire yourself. So beast up, beast mode, right? Be bold, beast up into beast mode. The deep in the reverse. No better way to get your feet wet than to dive right in. So this is like major, it's just saying be bold, take action, stoke your own fire, get yourself lit, get going, get up and get busy, get up and move that body. Come on people, now get down for the night is over. That's what you're being told to do here. And then Cat in the upright. Embrace your hunting instinct. Focus on the world outside. That is some clear ass messaging. Very clear. Be bold. Get after it. Go for it. Get lit. Get excited. Get serious about whatever it is that you're thinking about doing. It's saying do it. I mean, it's saying do it like to the 20th degree here. It's really saying do it. What are you being advised to do? What are you being advised to do here? Somebody needs to hear that they need to go for it at this point. And they've heard this in 4 times now in repetition. That you need to go for it. You need to be courageous. You need to be bold. Things are going to go your way. You just need to take action. Take action and go for it. Go for it. Stevie's bold. He doesn't hold back when he wants something. He makes it known. Huh? Yeah, because you're a little shrieky-deek. You're a little shrieky-deek birdie. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're a shrieky-deek. That's all right. You're my little shrieky-deek. Yeah, you're my little shrieky-deek. What are these people being advised to do? We don't know yet. Okay, so you're being advised to communicate. You're being advised to make some kind of a loving, communicative gesture. And it might be to a family. You might need to make some kind of overture to your family. Break out of whatever prison you've been imprisoned within, whether it's a prison of your own making or some other circumstance had you bound up, you're being advised to move forward quickly with this loving gesture. And then there's also an energy here of that you're maybe going to have to stand your ground a little bit on something. But, I mean, all systems point to go and be bold and take action and don't hesitate. What is the Seven of Wands here? Go through the door, walk away, and don't allow whatever was keeping you imprisoned to keep you imprisoned or stuck. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I gotta do something here. Give me a second. Okay, yeah. You're being advised to take quick action, make some kind of a gesture, and don't let anyone stop you from making this loving gesture, is what is saying. You need to walk away from the forces that had you imprisoned and bound up and blocked before. What had you blocked? It might have been your own perception. You might have to defend yourself against your own negative thoughts here. That maybe had you seeing everything as half empty instead of half full, right? That could be. Walking away from the old and into the new. Leaving behind stuck energy. What had you blocked and stagnant here? Tradition, possibly with this Hierophant card. Traditional ways may have had you feeling like you didn't have any choice. Something had you feeling like sad about love. A King of Pentacles, an Ace of Cups, and then a Three of Swords. You may have felt like you lost out because we had the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And then now it's the Hierophant. But when I first asked what you're having to defend against, the Queen of Pentacles was at the bottom of the deck. And now here's the King of Pentacles. So there may have been... There might be a relationship that's ending. And this might be a child involved, or there's sorrow about that. I don't know. Let's find out some more here. Actually, let me do kipper-ish. What happened here that you're needing to defend yourself, and what's with the sorrowful situation regarding the Ace of Cups? You're going to have to stand your ground, it's saying. And walk away from something that had you stuck and stagnant. What had you stuck? What is the sorrowful situation here? The sorrow was coming from somebody. This might be connected to the reading I just did earlier. The sorrow might have been connected to somebody doing dark work, a dark practitioner that has been blocking your growth and blocking your forward movement. What's the Three of Cups? It didn't succeed, and the advice you're being given is to be very bold right now. Have courage, make an overture, make a gesture, and do it quickly. Communicate. Break out of whatever prison and walk away from it. Walk away from this person that had you in confusion and with a distorted sense of your obligations. That's what it is with this divinity card in reverse and then that Hierophant. It's like somebody was using someone's religious beliefs against them, or implying that you would be sacrilegious to do the moves you're making, or by bucking tradition, you're failing in some way or letting people down. I mean, that's real. If you're going to defy your cultural tradition for something, for your own personal ideas, that doesn't always go over well, depending on the culture, right? What was this Three of Cups? It's like you lost something, caused you to lose hope in terms of a relationship with this earth angel. There were a lot of obstacles and there was a lot of confusion created for you. And this is saying, you, now that you have the clarity of mind that you have, that there's no reason to have lost your hope, you're being advised to move forward. What are you being advised to communicate here? It's saying to communicate and make a loving gesture. What is that? What's the Eight of Wands here? Having the courage to start fresh. Having the courage to make this gesture and go forward with this communication. What is the communication? What's the Eight of Wands? A surprise. It's going to be surprising, whatever it is. Concern. You're being told that to convey that whatever your concerns were, you don't have them anymore. They're not a concern for you. Whether it was the tradition that you were feeling bound to, it's no longer a concern for you. So that's one thing you're being asked to convey. Love for this Ice Queen, that's your Earth Angel. I do think this is tied to the last reading because that reading had an Ice King in it. Being told to communicate you're no longer confused about this feminine in your life. And you're being told to communicate that you were about the manipulation that you were under, that you were being manipulated, either through an entity attachment, through obstruction and opposition that people were creating for you, through this entity attachment, and through this sort of death magic, right? It was creating this feeling of imprisonment, that you were just locked in this traditional role that you had to play, and that had your thoughts all in a twist, that you had blown it with this Earth Angel, maybe even, I don't know what else. Yeah, and that you're also being told to communicate about the future in some way. And a transition. And that you're walking away from something, that Eight of Cups. You're being told to communicate all that. So now let's find out more about that. Now that we have your advice that you're to be bold and you're to communicate your truth about the situation as it's changing for you. Now we want to find out maybe where the energy is headed. So you're being advised to take these steps and communicate these things to the Ice Queen, right? You're no longer under the manipulation that you were. You're no longer blocked. Whatever tradition or official sort of more conservative way of being or that you felt bound to has been broken up. You don't feel that way anymore. You're being told to convey all of that. So now where's the energy headed just in general? What should you know about the overall energy here? Nine of Swords. You were really in your thoughts and really in your head for a while, like it said. Temperance. So you're healing. And I love that this tiger is in the ocean, basically. Healing in the ocean's waves. This powerful being. Temperance. being at a pause, at a standstill with this Two of Swords, right? I think that's such a beautiful moth image. Two of Wands. You're at a major crossroads, okay? At a choice point. 222. You've got a choice to make. You've made a choice to heal, right? Maybe you were not making the choice for a while, though, because you were being under manipulation. This person was creating confusion in your life. The third party, that's what that Three of Cups was. They were creating confusion. This is a Queen of Wands in reverse. But it's a judgment day. This is connected to the last reading I did, so you might want to go read the last one. It says, don't call it a comeback. Yeah. Your strength is that the illusion is over. You've realized that you were under an illusion, that this person created dark workings around you so that you wouldn't be able to see clearly, so that you would feel bound to tradition. They may have even actually done binding spells with you or to you, but the reality is that you are awake to it. And so it's not trapping you anymore. That's your strength. Your shadow is worried that it's too late, that you might have been left out in the cold already. Your conscious mind knows that this is everything that you've ever dreamed, and you're about to have everything that you ever could have hoped for, because you've been healing and you've been tapped in and clued into the illusion. The Hierophant, interesting. That's now in the outcome. What's the Hierophant in the outcome? You stood your ground against the doubts of your mind that had you feeling like you weren't allowed to break out of whatever tradition or structure or imprisonment that you were stuck in. You maybe felt like you had no choice, or that it was your obligation, but it had you feeling very sorrowful. What's the Hierophant here now? Where the energy is headed? What does that mean? King of Wands in the upright. Coming into personal authority. Yeah. Ace of Cups. Three of Swords again. Yeah, you're not... It's that you see that you're not bound. The sorrow over this, I don't know if it was a pregnancy. It really had you worried. Like maybe you felt, well, who am I to, I don't want to be in this relationship, but this person's going to have a baby. Like I can't leave my baby. Is that what it is? What is this? What is the Hierophant? Yeah, you're being urged to very strongly and unequivocally state that this process that you've been embroiled in is over, that you've cut ties with that old scenario, and you're being really urged to communicate that this is over, that this is an illusion, to maybe tell the story of what happened. Yeah, of what happened, that there was a legacy. It's been a very long journey of illusion, a very long journey of legacy of illusion. I'm sorry, I need to clean up because my bird pooped on my cards, and I need to pause again so that I can clean that up, because that's not okay. Give me a second. Okay, there might not be really anything else to come out of this, because the message came through so strongly right in the beginning. You're being urged to not waste any more time, go forward, communicate your choice very clearly and unequivocally to the person that it's going to matter to. What is this sorrowful Ace of Cups thing here? What is that? It might just have been a heartbreak. This is reflecting a heartbreak. And you're being told to come clean about the fact that you've been heartbroken and confused. That might be what it is. It's been a really painful journey. This person succeeded in, this third party succeeded in keeping you bound up in a really painful journey that played on your sense of obligation or played on your sense of duty. That's what it's talking about here. And you're being guided to say, my duty is not with this person anymore, and I understand that. And not only do I understand that, I need to go and make a gesture towards the person who I'm supposed to be working with or collaborating with or whatever. So let's see now here. What else do you need to know about this situation? Show up in boots, ruin a black tie affair, friends in low places, be bold. It's really coming through strongly. Taking bold action. Mother and child. So it may be that someone was trying to tell you, you can't go anywhere, I'm going to have your baby, or you can't break up this family. And for many people who are traditionalists, they don't want to get a divorce or break up a nuclear family because they feel like they're obligated or it's their duty to stay once they've created that. And it's not for me to say whether that's true or not true. Everybody has their own code of ethics that they follow. But what's happening here is that you have decided that that was an entrapment or not, or based on an illusion. It keeps showing illusion here, so it might be that this person lied about a pregnancy. Okay, that could be. Blend in, shapeshifter. Your energy soothes and is a gift to the world. Sacred marriage, alchemy. You're being allowed to move towards your spiritually guided path and not bound by a traditional law that doesn't apply to you anymore. So I don't think I need to really get too much more into this. I'll just pull a Colette Baron Reed card and then maybe some tiles, and then that'll do it for this reading. Because the message came through really quickly. It's really being emphasized to be bold about it. Be bold, take bold, quick action, and don't have doubt. Just take the action you need to take to communicate, to make a gesture. It's to be fair. That's part of it, maybe, is that it feels like it's putting something to rights by doing that. God, now I don't have my glasses, so I'm not going to bother reading these. It's to be fair, and you're at a crossroads. You need to move forward and make a decision. And it's not just about you, it's about fairness to the other person who you're being guided to make this gesture towards. So now let's pull some tiles here and see if we don't get some names or some other information. So if you were waiting for a sign, this reading might be coming out because somebody wanted a sign. This is that. This is like a sign. Be bold. Do what you're saying. Go for it, right? Do what you're imagining. God, I've had to get up so many times. I don't want to get up again, but my glasses are sitting on the chair right there, out of my reach, and I am really noticing that I feel like I'm straining to see. Zora. Hi. That might be how it starts. You need to start off reaching out to say hi to this person that's going to open the door. War might have meaning for someone. Dive in. Dive in, right there. Dive in. Tell. Dive in and tell this person. Sin. That someone might feel like to make the choices that they were making was going to put them in sin. That Hierophant card came out twice, so there might be someone feeling like they had to make a choice that maybe they were going to be, their family would say that they were being disobedient to God by doing this. Roz might be a name. Rosa. Tupac. Someone might be listening to Tupac here. There didn't come out a lot of vowels, so there's not a ton of words here. So I'll just pull here maybe one final card and then call this good, because this really didn't have a lot of complicated depth to it. It's really maybe meant to just be a confirmation reading for someone. So what are some final messages to you? What's the final message for this reading? What was this? Actually, what I'm going to ask is, what was the traditional messaging that kept being given to this person that was holding them back? What was holding this person back before? What was holding this person back? I am gonna have to grab my sunglasses or my reading glasses here. First card is 20 degrees of Aries. In spite of his heavy appearance, this unfortunate mammal is gifted with extreme mobility, and this mobility is dangerous for everything that it comes in its vicinity. For with a single and unconscious lash of his tail, he will submerge the impudent individual who would try to capture him. This mobile mastodon represents fate. The card presages danger of falls. It's the unexpected catastrophe, the effects of which are far-reaching. It brings alertness. Oh no, it brings alternating loss and gain. This card being cardinal or movable, it cannot be relied upon. It represents insecurity and entails ruin at the most unexpected moment. It is a card of misfortune, disgrace, and illness. It gives love of pleasure and a fierce and selfish disposition. So you might have been up against energy like this that was impacting your ability to make a choice because it was unpredictable, bad luck, imprudence, entrapment, fate, but also bad fate, right? Like just not good. You were not in a good situation before. The other card is the 10 of Sagittarius. A vigorous and brawny colossus demonstrates his strength and power by opening the lion's mouth. Great must be his physical resistance and his tenacity so that he may withstand the reaction of the untamed beast. This is the card of dominion, of courage, of strength, but also of anger. It is a martial card of the highest value. It gives success through effort and personal merit, bringing in esteem and renown, but it is also surrounded by enemies who must be repulsed before success can be attained. And violence will also have to be employed. It gives renown and promotion. So that's why you're being encouraged to act boldly, because this has gone on long enough. Go ahead and be bold. This person's destruction is not in play anymore, but there's still gonna be some challenges up ahead. Just know that. It's time to get serious is what it's saying. So that's all, I think. I'm not going to get too much more into this because this is going to be different for everyone. I guess I will just pull one more tarot card to know, like, what do you have to look forward to once you make this gesture? What do you have to look forward to? 10 of Cups is what you're suspecting, and you're right. That's your wisdom, your wise, conscious mind telling you that you're choosing your happiness and you're going to break out of that ill-fortuned fate that you felt entrapped in. What do you have to look forward to? 6 of Cups. So maybe a returning lover, a return of joy, joy for your inner child. And a talk, fast changes and communication. That's what you have to look forward to. Yeah. The devil, so be careful. This person may not be done yet, right? That person may still have motivations to try to keep you trapped or to, try to do one last thing so that you can't get away or something. But it's not going to succeed. Especially if you take bold action. Okay. So thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.